Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Indeed, it is a wonderful pleasure to be here in this gathering with all of our important guests, that is yourselves, our graduates, and the other VIPs who are your families and loved ones. It is really exciting that now the journey that you have been embarking on in terms of studying for these qualifications, you have now come to the end of them. I'm Yologazi Kanzi, and I'm the Academic Registrar at CMSA. And on behalf of the executive team, that is Prof. Eric Brook, the CEO, Prof. Vanessa Birch, the Executive Director for Education and Assessment, myself, the Academic Registrar, and Mr. Jerome Davies, who's the Executive Director for Admin and Finance. We want to welcome you and actually congratulate you for this lifelong journey that you've embarked on. The CMSA is dedicated to promote the highest degree of skill and efficiency in the medical and dental practice and to cultivate the highest ethical standards and professional conduct, not for pecuniary profit, but for the betterment of humanity. We have embarked on having regional admission ceremonies, and this year, this is the second one that we are having for the candidates. We just want to take you through a few processes that are going to be unfolding this evening, and also just how we're going to be conducting the ceremony. Okay. We'd like to remind you to please stand for the academic procession when it enters the hall, as well as when it exits. Please, you are to remain seated throughout the ceremony, right up until the end. Now, when you walk up to the stage, for our diplomates, you will not be hooded. Therefore, you take your card that has your name on it, you walk up the stage, you come to this area where your name will be called out, you stand for the photograph, then you proceed for a handshake with the president. Once again, you'll be taking a photograph. You proceed where a scroll is going to be handed over to you, and you walk down once you have been taken a photograph. A reminder that for candidates who are receiving certificates of merit, that they will receive 2 scrolls. That is the normal blue scroll as well as the gray scroll in their certificate. Now, for our candidates who are being admitted as our fellows or subspecialties, they will take their candidate cards and take their hoods as well. They come and their names are read. They take a photograph once again. Then they proceed to be hooded. They proceed to be handshaken by the president. A photograph again. Then they will receive the scrolls. Another photograph. And walk down. Would like to urge that no standing will be allowed in the hall so that we give each and every single one an opportunity to have their glorious moments. Also, we just want to mention that no candidates are to go to their loved ones during the ceremony, which means that once you have finished or you have descended the stage, you go back to your original seat. As you have also been informed that there is a photography station which is in the foyer of the Faculty of Health Sciences. Once the proceedings have finished, you will then go back to take photographs with your loved ones if you have not done so. We've got the emergency exits, if there's any emergency. We've also got the restrooms, and I'm sure most of you must probably know where those are, but if not, you will walk out of that door, turn to your left, and straight out, and then you'll see the bathrooms. We'd also like to request that you please cooperate with our staff, and they are so friendly that they'll be able to assist you with anything that you need. Once again, there's been a new initiative that has been introduced by the President that at the end of each ceremony, there is a group photograph that is taken with the presidium, in fact, the stage party, as well as our diplomates, our fellows, as well as our certificates. So may you please remain inside the hall for that photograph, but you'll be cued as to when the photograph is going to be taken. Please enjoy. This is your moment, hard-earned moment, and make the best out of it. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, graduates. Please pay attention. Regarding this yellow card, please, when you come forward, please do bring it with. There will be someone who will be right here as you go up the ramp who will be collecting these yellow cards. When you come up forward, please do bring these yellow cards with. And the other thing, we do photograph each and every graduate who walks across the stage. However, should you want to order these photographs, you're welcome to order them after the ceremony, and we are situated at Science Building. And lastly, should you not have this yellow card, please raise your hand and someone will give you one. Thank you very much.
I hear at the door, ne? You're just going to say, may we please stand for the procession?
Do I say ladies and gentlemen?
No? Okay.
When they're ready.
You just say, may we please stand for the procession? When they're here ready to get inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we please stand for the procession.
Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I request that we observe a moment of silence for prayer, for meditation, and for dedication. Please be seated. I welcome you all to this admission ceremony of the Colleges of Medicine of South Africa. I'm Johan Fagan, and I'm the president of the Colleges of Medicine. On the stage around me, I'm joined by the senators and leaders and academics in our 29 colleges and our disciplines, our executive leadership, and our special guests. I wish to extend a special welcome to our guest speaker, Professor Anthea Roeder. She's the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic of the University of Free State, and she'll be delivering the oration later this evening. I also have with us Professor Jacques Janssen van Rensburg, who will welcome you all on behalf of the University of the Free State. And I also have Dr. Mzangwa, who's the DDG of Clinical Services of the Department of Health of the Free State, and he'll be delivering a message of congratulations on behalf of the MEC for Health, Ms. Litu. I wish to welcome Professor Gert van Zyl, who's the Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences of the University of the Free State, and is also the chair of the South African Committee of Medical Deans. And I'd like to, I'd also like to make special mention of the CEOs of Universitas, of Pelenomi, and the National District Hospitals that provide the clinical training platforms and the employment for our trainees and their teachers. I'd also like to welcome Professor Steve Matidza and Dr. Cedric Silangu, representing SAMA and Samatu, respectively. And then I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Hein Rousseau and Ms. Hanneke Struwig, representing Life Healthcare, that have generously funded the Colleges of Medicine of South Africa's new e-learning educational platform. But the most special guests, of course, tonight to welcome our new diplomates, our fellows and certificants, and of course your friends and families. I'd now like to invite Professor Jacques Janssen van Rensburg, who is the head of the radiology at the University of the Free State and is the president of the College of Radiologists of the CMSA, to deliver a welcome on behalf of the university. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Fagan. Good evening, distinguished guests, diplomats, fellows, colleagues, parents, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to welcome you to this evening's CMSA admission ceremony. Before I continue, I wish to extend a special welcome to Professor Johan Fagan, the current president of the Colleges of Medicine of South Africa, and then to the Free State MEC of Health, the Honorable Mrs. Matabu Litu, who is tonight represented by Dr. Balakile Mzangwa, the Deputy Director General of the Free State Department of Health and CEO of Universitas Hospital. Then also to our Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Professor Gert van Zyl, and then last but definitely not least, Yolakazi Kanzi, the CMSA Registrar, Academic Registrar. So while tonight's event is hosted by the Colleges of Medicine of South Africa, I want to acknowledge and express appreciation to the University of the Free State and the Free State Department of Health for their role in the postgraduate medical education of our candidates. An oversimplification of this partnership has the CMSA as the unitary examining body, the university as the cornerstone of education, training, and research, the Department of Health as our primary employer, and the HPCSA as our regulatory and accreditation body. Last night at the CMSA President's Forum, Professor Fagan, however, reminded us that the CMSA is more than just an examining body. COVID-19 initiated a period of innovation and development that changed how the CMSA now conducts its examinations. With the new examination format firmly established, the CMSA now has the opportunity to transform from merely an examining body into a community of specialists capable of advancing specialized medicine and dentistry by pursuing its founding objectives, which include promoting ethical standards and professional conduct for the benefit of humanity, and promoting the honor of the medical and dental profession. I want to thank the CMSA for investing in the Free State and enabling us to host this significant event in our hometown of Bloemfontein. To the esteemed representatives from the CMSA, the University of the Free State, and the Free State Department of Health, your presence tonight is greatly appreciated and lends gravitas to proceedings. Thank you for joining us. To the families, parents, loved ones here to celebrate the admission of our diplomats and fellows to the CMSA, you too are most welcome. We hope that you thoroughly enjoy the evening with us. And then to the diplomats and fellows. Tonight, we celebrate you and your accomplishments. Many of you have had to overcome a lot during your journey to get here today. You have earned this moment, and you should be incredibly proud. This day signifies more than personal achievement. It marks the beginning of a journey where your skills will impact lives profoundly. An education in academia is a privilege. You now have the opportunity to give back to your community. Irrespective of what you undertake in the future, remember to pursue excellence and maintain your desire to make a difference in the lives of others. Last week, I had the pleasure of attending the University of Free State Faculty of Health Sciences graduation ceremony, where Professor Salim Abdul Karim was presented with an honorary doctorate in virology. In his keynote speech, he emphasized 3 valuable lessons that he has learned in his illustrious career spanning several decades. He called it the 3 Ps. Firstly, find your passion. Find something that excites you. Secondly, perseverance. There will be many obstacles on your journey into the real world. Your passion will help you persevere when faced with these obstacles. And thirdly, always remember to pursue excellence. I want to conclude by congratulating all diplomats and fellows on this prestigious achievement of being admitted as members of the CMSA. May you have continued success in all your endeavors. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much for that very thoughtful welcome. I next wish to say a few words about the CMSA. The CMSA was officially founded in 1955. Next year, that's in 2025, we'll be celebrating its 70th anniversary. The CMSA is best known for running the national unitary examinations for medical and dental diplomas, for specialists and for subspecialists, in collaboration with universities who are responsible for education and training, for the MEd research dissertations, and for signing off trainees as being clinically competent. The CMSA works extremely closely with the universities. All universities have representation on the CMSA's 29 college councils, and the universities use the infrastructure and the expertise of the CMSA for their academics to examine their candidates. Having a CMSA national unitary examination has a number of benefits. It supports the smaller, understaffed training units whose overstretched specialists cannot be reasonably expected to effectively run a clinical service, to teach and train under and postgraduates, to set their own multiple choice examinations, and to run their own specialist examinations. It also allows universities to come together and to set national curricula and national standards for specialist training. And it permits standard setting of examinations. And it's, of course, a significant time and cost saver for the universities and their staff. Importantly, it also protects candidates from victimization or favoritism by their immediate superiors. Now, more recently, the CMSA has evolved from being principally an examining body to seeking to fulfill its founding objectives, as our previous speaker had alluded to, which include promoting the ethical standards and professional conduct for the benefit of humanity and promoting the honor of the medical and dental profession. This has included transformation of the CMSA with a focus on gender and race of its leadership, making examinations fairer, making examinations and admission ceremonies more accessible, and making, to quote our immediate past president, Professor Flavio Senkebuge, the CMSA a people's college. The CMSA is also becoming involved in advocacy, in health policy design, in building alliances with sister colleges around the world, and creating an education platform and establishing a scientific journal. As a national body with representation of all medical and dental specialties, both in the public and private sectors, the CMSA has exceptional depth and breadth of expertise among its membership. The CMSA has therefore established a health policy committee to share perspectives of specialist healthcare with national and regional departments of health whenever the shape and the future of our healthcare are debated. The CMSA is also forging alliances with sister colleges in low and middle income countries, as we have similar challenges around training and healthcare, but also finding solutions to such challenges. An example is that the CMSA has formed an alliance of surgical colleges of Africa with the West African College of Surgeons and the College of Surgeons of East, Central, and Southern Africa that jointly represents 37 of 46 countries in sub-Saharan Africa and can now speak with a powerful, unified voice to advance surgical training and services in Africa. From an educational perspective, the CMSA is partnering with our universities, supported by Life Healthcare, to establish a virtual online education platform to assist our candidates to prepare for examinations. The CMSA's virtual e-learning platform called learn@cmsa.co.za will be launched in about 2 weeks' time and will already include 16 modules on how to conduct research to assist you with your MMed research projects. The CMSA is also planning to roll out our diplomas to the rest of Africa to improve healthcare also beyond our borders. An exciting recent development is the launch of the CMSA's own high-quality, peer-reviewed, open-access medical and dental scientific journal called the Journal of the CMSA, or the JCMSA, to provide opportunities for you to publish your MA dissertations, your PhDs, and other research. The journal has an exceptionally powerful leadership in Professor Soraya Sidat, who's a highly rated academic as the editor-in-chief, and our deputy editor, Professor Andre Bouzard. And they're supported by Professor Mark Tsatsege and Johnny Matlangu, who are the past and present chairs of the MRC of South Africa, and a group of other academics serving on the editorial board. It's been off to a flying start, and we are confident that it will be listed with the Department of Higher Education and Training by the end of this year, and that it will go on to become a top international medical and dental journal. Now, the cost for authors to publish research has become really expensive in open access journals, as it discriminates against those who cannot afford article processing charges. The CMSA is therefore fundraising for an article processing charges waiver fund to assist authors who are not financially supported by the institutions to ensure that the ability to pay is never a barrier to sharing their research. We are initially aiming to raise 12 million rand, the interest of which will cover the cost of about 100 articles a year. And I urge you all to contribute to this waiver fund, because for the CMSA, this is an important matter of social justice. However, we're not here today to speak about the CMSA, but to celebrate the successful conclusion of your diploma, your specialist or subspecialist examinations, and your admission as a member of the CMSA. We're also here to celebrate your teachers, our universities, our hospitals, for giving you the opportunity to acquire your specialized knowledge and skills, and also to acknowledge the CMSA for presenting an examining platform for our universities to fairly examine their candidates to ensure that they can safely enter specialized practice. We also acknowledge the incredible voluntary commitment of the elected CMSA leadership, our senators, our college presidents, our council members, and all our examiners. It's now a great honor for me to introduce tonight's guest speaker, Professor Anthea Roeder, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic at the University of Free State, who will be delivering the main oration this evening. Professor Roeder is a Kaapenaar like me. She's from Cape Town, and she studied physiotherapy at the University of Western Cape. And early in her career, she served at the Bishop Lavis Community Health Centre in Cape Town as its only physiotherapist. She subsequently gained a master's degree in physiotherapy at Stellenbosch University and a PhD in physiotherapy from the University of Western Cape for a study of rehabilitation of stroke patients at community health centres in the metropole of the Western Cape. She's a leader in Africa in the field of stroke rehabilitation and has published extensively on stroke outcomes in Africa and is a C1 NRF-rated researcher. Professor Roeder has also engaged in research on teaching and learning and describes her teaching philosophy as being based within an authentic learning framework that emphasizes training and development of skills and knowledge in the real-world setting. This learning framework reflects the model, of course, that's employed for specialist and subspecialist and diplomate training that you've been through. Professor Roeder has held many senior academic positions both nationally and internationally, including serving as chairperson of the South African Committee of Health Science Deans and has been a member of the World Health Organization Expert Group, a World Health Organization Academy report on credentialing, the South African Association of Health Educators, the Southern African FAMER Regional Institute, the African Interprofessional Education Network, and Towards Unity for Health. Professor Roeder, we are truly honored to have you here as our guest speaker and look forward to hearing your address.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Esteemed guests, family, friends, and significant others of those being admitted this evening, I would like to add my acknowledgement to those welcomed already. Special acknowledgement to the colleagues from the Faculty of Health Sciences at UFS, the University of the Free State, our partners from the Department of Health in the Free State, as well as colleagues from the College of Medicine of South Africa, observing all protocol. Good evening, everybody. A special word of welcome and congratulations to all those who will be admitted this evening. It is indeed your special evening. Achievements such as these need to be celebrated, as it is usually the culmination of hard work. And so it is my honor and privilege to stand here this evening and to share some thoughts. I would like to title my message, "So Where To From Here?" I'm sure that everyone in this room has heard of the famous quotation by the late President Nelson Mandela. And so education is the most powerful tool or powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, unquote. And so this evening, I would like us to reflect on the different components of this quotation. And so let's start with education. Education is a process through which we gain or increase our knowledge. And so in the field of medicine, you would not only have expanded your knowledge related to content, but would have also gained several skills. In addition, the educational programs you have embarked upon has also exposed you to several values and behaviors, which contributed to shaping us, you, as healthcare professionals. And so I'm sure as you're sitting there this evening, there must have been in your training, whether the training that you've recently completed or in your undergraduate training, a number of wow moments where you've learned something new and you thought, wow, I didn't know that. For me, as it was mentioned, I was trained as a physiotherapist. My wow moment was when I learned about, so how do we balance? And so balance is about keeping your center of gravity within your base of support, Otherwise, you're going to fall over. And hence my interest in stroke and stroke rehabilitation. And so as many of you in your training have thought about these wow moments, I didn't know that hence this knowledge you have gained must have become alive when you were then able to apply the content knowledge, the theory that you have gained. And so in this room this evening, we have a community and a group of individuals who have embarked on a journey to expand your level of knowledge, to be educated, and therefore you all possess a powerful weapon, reflecting back on the quotation. When we think of a weapon, I'm sure we all think of something that's now going to destroy. Examples of weapons, or powerful weapons, are atomic bombs, machine guns, knives, drones these days. It's also important to note that knowledge is another powerful weapon. And I'm sure you will agree that when you use a powerful weapon, there's significant change that happens, or you'll be able to observe significant change. The situation changes, and this change is usually visible. The change is often also permanent. And the change, if it's massive, it can become globally known. So this means that when using education, the education that you have gained during your studies or through the programs that you've done, there needs to be a powerful or different and observed change or difference if you apply it, and it could even then become globally known. And so going back to my title, so where to from now? You have the education, you have the powerful weapon. Are you ready to change the world? So it's important, and you'll agree with me, that our worlds are all different. Our contexts are different. And so it's important to note then that your world is sometimes the immediate family, your friends, your colleagues within your immediate environment. And so that's a place where you can change the world. Beyond the confines of our immediate environment, we move beyond, and we could move into different communities. Now, it could be local, geographical communities, but it could also be different communities, opportunities and space for you to go and change the world. Beyond communities, beyond your personal environment, there are the governmental spaces, the global spaces, which I challenge you this evening to think about, you changing the world. In changing the world, or the manner in which you can apply the education, it's definitely service delivery, which I think as healthcare professionals, it is often where we find ourselves. But there's also opportunity for you to change the world in terms of policy, in terms of research, and in terms of various engagements in specific networks. And so this evening, I would like to just conclude by saying, when you use the powerful weapon to make a difference in the world, I would like you to think about the aspect of maintaining your balance by keeping your center of gravity within your base of support so that you do not fall over. Self-care and self-management is very important. And so we need to think about how, as individuals, we care for ourselves. But also, we work with a number of colleagues in a number of teams. And it could be that you need to be the base of support for someone else, whether it's your colleagues or the individuals that you're engaging with as you change the world. So, those being admitted this evening, you're fully loaded. You have a weapon. You have a powerful weapon. So go out there and change the world. I thank you.
Professor Ruder, thank you very much for that very thoughtful address. We will now proceed with the presentation of medals to distinguished candidates and admission of new diplomates, fellows, and certificates by examination. I ask that all the diplomates, fellows, and certificates remain in the hall until the end of this evening's proceedings for a group photograph with the stage party. And I'd just like to mention that Professor Roeder does have another pressing engagement, so thank you very much, Professor Roeder, for being with us.
Mr. President, I present the following successful candidates for admission to the Diploma in Anesthetics of the College of Anesthetists of South Africa. Khomolemo Nomveliso Buipelo, Africa. Tony Sharon Fredericks. Rocha Kabea Ilunga. Joshua Reynolds Kankam. DJ Josephine Lefosa. Theodore Mangena. Simpiwe Lucanyo Mdingi. Neo Mohali. Fazana Mohammed. Kekeletso Jacqueline Mupiring. Mama Tsidiso Margaret Ramutubei. Rory John Thompson. Ramona Odette Titus. Albert Top. A diploma in forensic medicine of the College of Forensic Pathologists of South Africa, Louise Ann Dingle. Mengu Cecilia Mpele. Diploma in HIV Management of South Africa, Clementine Duran Palmer. Neo Mabuya. Veronique Arlene Messelar. Rethabile Molefe. Mantsikwe Moleko. Sophie Takalatsa Nkwana. Tebello Barbara Palo. Chibangu Teddy Sula. Nabil Yusuf Valibai. Diploma in Mental Health of the College of Psychiatrists of South Africa, Ilumbu Kalandula. Abongile Tanga. Diploma in Obstetrics of the College of Obstetrician and Gynecologists of South Africa, Zintle Zetu Matintle Lamdingi. Lerato Bridget Mponya. Chibangu Pierre Nkashama. Glenn Tsoke. Diploma in Ophthalmology of the College of Ophthalmologists of South Africa, Joyce Moshobela. Diploma in Primary Emergency Care of the College of Emergency Medicine of South Africa, Pipelo Lua Messi Abegreno. Fellowship of the College of Anesthetists of South Africa, FCS Part 2, Marnus Boysen. Theodorus Ernst Fontenelle. Leah Martha Kunou. Joseph Mashilo. Ramona Odette Titus. Fellowship of the Colleges of Family Physicians of South Africa, Moses Allen Balu. Abimbola Austin Fagbie. To be hooded by husband, Dr. MC. Sentebaleng Elizabeth Sithiro. Mazen Tanjo. Fellowship of the College of Neurosurgeons of South Africa, awarded with a Certificate of Merit, Jury Andrew Ross. Fellowship of the College of Obstetrician and Gynecologist of South Africa, Wisani Sydney Maluleke. Kidimisani Candice Rael Mapiri, awarded with merit, Certificate of Merit. Katlego Utsile Mutupi. Takalani Mulondo. Chibangu Pierre Nkashama. Sophie Takalatsa Nkwana. Francis Onyeka Onubes. Glenn Tsoke. To be hooded by Professor More, Fellowship of the College of Ophthalmologists of South Africa, awarded with a Certificate of Merit, Shannon D. Callaway. Still to be hooded by same professor, awarded with Certificate of Merit, Arno Jansen van Rensbeck. Gerard Kamfer. Fellowship of the College of Orthopedic Surgeons of South Africa, Neil Robert Blair. John Mybeck. Kiaga Kgotla Mathiba Rabudietso. Fellowship of the College of Otorhinolaryngologists of South Africa, Jacob Kurvilla. Fellowship of the College of Pediatricians of South Africa, ke amogetswe Mokorwane. Chantel Ruth Pillay. Fellowship of the College of Physicians of South Africa, Noluthando Mbita. God knows Shem Huyashe. Fellowship of the College of Plastic Surgeons of South Africa, Nathan Kaplan. Fellowship of the College of Psychiatrists of South Africa, Henry Gous. Sisikelelwe Gwanya Mdleje. Fellowship of the College of Diagnostic Radiologists of South Africa, Mari Wenzel. Fellowship of the College of Surgeons of South Africa, to be hooded by the brother Dr. N. Lusawa, Ongeziwe Lusawana. Unabacho Maphosa. Brenda Buikhutso Motaung. Henrietta Cornelia Stein. Certificate in Clinical Hematology of the College of Physicians of South Africa, Tendai Ivingi Kutu. Caroline Gina Stein. Certificate in Maternal and Fetal Medicine of the College of Obstetrician and Gynecologist of South Africa, Rethabile Jane Kalema. Certificate in Pediatric Neurology of the College of Pediatricians of South Africa, to be hooded by wife Professor Busiwa Feziwe Bisiwe, Thabo Melvin Bisiwe. Certificate in Reproductive Medicine of the College of Obstetrician and Gynecologist of South Africa, Arabam Makele.
I now invite Dr. Balakile Mzangwa, the DDG of Clinical Services of the Department of Health of the Free State, to deliver a message of congratulations to all our new diplomates, fellows, and certificants. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you, Program Director. To the President, Professor Johan Fagan, Senators of the College of Medicine of South Africa, members of the academic community, diplomates, fellows, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege for me to address this distinguished gathering. The month of April is of a special significance in the history of our country. It is a month that shaped the futures of our country and opened opportunities for all South Africans, irrespective of their color, gender, or creed, to have an equal opportunity to participate in the political affairs of their country. The 27th April 2024 will mark a historical landmark of 30 years of our freedom and democracy. We must be proud of this, as it enabled every one of us to equally showcase the abilities for the betterment of their country and the world we inhabit. We are bound together as citizens of the global community to make the world a better place for future generations. We must strive together as South Africans that transform the educational and professional landscape of our country. Discrimination on the basis of race, class, gender, or creed should be a distant memory. It must not only be eradicated on paper, but it must reflect in our conduct of human relations. We are people first before we can become the other descriptions of preference based on race, class, gender, and creed. Our country must be defined by world-class medical advances than the origins of people of their affiliation. We need world-class scientists to emerge from our ranks here in the Free State, South Africa, and you must produce this through our educational, examining, and certifying institutions such as the College of Medicine of South Africa. These foundations of freedom and democracy were laid on the supreme sacrifices of men and women who gave up their lives in order for a democratic South Africa to be born. You must now cement that legacy by being renowned to be the most transformed landscape of academic learning, teaching, and research. Our contribution to the sustaining of the democratic project as a health professional sector must be to fast-track, widen, and deepen the development of adequate human resources in order to meet the development priorities of the country as a key strategic priority. The Reconstruction and Development Program, RDP, identified human resource development as one of the 5 core programs to drive the implementation of reconstruction and development in South Africa. This key deliverable is one of the constant features of our country's outcomes. Beyond the health sector, the government's economic policy requires human resources development on a massive scale. Improved training and education are fundamental to higher employment, the introduction of more advanced technologies, and reduce inequalities. Higher labor productivity will be the result of a new attitude towards the work and especially new skills in the context of overall economic reconstruction and development. New and better management skills are urgently required in all sectors to drive the narrative of growing South Africa together towards 2013 and beyond. Your strategic objective as the College of Medicine of South Africa stands in support of the grand country objectives of increasing this Human Development Index that will make South Africa a great country to live in, but a competitive member of the community of nations. Our human resource development strategy cannot be separated from the noble goals of increasing life expectancy towards a long and healthy life for all South Africans, as we emphasize in the National Health Act, and given impetus by the recently passed NHI bill into an Act of Parliament. We align ourselves with your strategic objectives, which proudly states that the College of Medicine of South Africa is dedicated, I quote, to promote the highest degree of skill and efficiency in medical and dental practice, and to cultivate the highest ethical standards and professional conduct, not for monetary gain or profit, but for the betterment of humanity. Furthermore, you state that, quote again, to this end, you continually strive to improve on your support of and increase investment in the structure and function of healthcare services and medical professionals, close quotes. This is a noble idea whose outcomes are realized through continuous improvement in the skills of our health and allied professions. The world is changing, and continuous research points to the discovery of new diseases which complicate the established conventions of knowledge, awareness, treatment of the burden of diseases. Research and development is critical in all spheres of life as it determines the extent of human development survival in the complex adaptive system environment such as healthcare profession. The health system of our country and the world is a proud beneficiary of your selfless efforts. Your efforts and sacrifices often see health professionals leaving their families and familiar environments in search of knowledge that will later benefit not only the individual patients, but humanity on a global scale unimaginable. As a College of Medicine of South Africa, we are holding a key function of acting as a national examining body for the medical professions in South Africa. We are unique in that you embraces 29 constituent colleges representing all the disciplines of medicine and dentistry. Because of your unique structure of containing all medical specialties within a single framework, you have the potential to foster aspects of medical education and medical professionalism, which are common to all disciplines. This professional and ethical standards should easily translate to a common mindset and practices that place the patient at the heart of everything you do. The Department of Health is pleased with your transformation mindset, which embraces the diversity of the people of our country, who are students in various campuses, and today They are seated here with us awaiting their admissions. To the graduates, we say to well done to everybody who has made it. And may you never renege on your oath of profession. Medicine is a calling that must be respected by the practitioners. When you respect your profession, you inspire the patients and the general recipients of services to respect the profession. As you have made it, let us also deeply reflect on those that need an extra effort of our support for them to succeed and fulfill their dreams of becoming doctors and health professionals. Let us look at the mental health of the health professionals and doctors in training that we are admitting today and those that couldn't make it. You must never be blamed as examining authorities of bias and prejudice, but do everything in our power to elevate and support excellence. We must pride ourselves with the quality health professionals that can be counted amongst the great medical specialists of the world. Let us be health professionals and subspecialists of different caliber. The best medicine and cure that we can ever give to our patients is love and care. People become healed by the manner in which we treat, talk, and communicate with them when they are in our hospitals and consulting rooms. Let us find a way of best communicating with our patients so that they understand their treatment programs and participate in their permanent cure. Let me take this opportunity to wish you all, our diplomates, fellows, recipients, well into the next level of your professional lives. May this achievement benefit not only those that are within your reach, but the entire global humanity. I thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Mzangwa, for a wonderful address. I now also have the pleasure of welcoming our new diplomates, fellows, and certificants to the Colleges of Medicine of South Africa's community. This is indeed a time for great celebration, and I'd now like to give our diplomates and our fellows and certificants the opportunity to stand up, to make a big noise, and to acknowledge your families and your teachers. Now, the CMSA is a voluntary membership organization with more than 11,000 members. It's the biggest community of specialists in the country. However, it is only through your continued membership and support that the CMSA can continue to contribute to maintaining standards of specialized medical and dental practice in South Africa, to advocate on behalf of specialists and diplomates, to engage government on health policy, to support education and training through our new Learn at CMSA.co.za e-learning platform, and to promote research through the Journal of the Colleges of Medicine of South Africa. I'd like to invite you all to join the Young Specialist Forum of the CMSA. The Young Specialist Forum presents an opportunity for you to get involved in advocacy around health matters, to mentor trainees, to develop online preparatory educational material for candidates, to be trained as examiners, and to serve as a bridge between the CMSA and our trainees. I do understand that your joy of completing your training may be tempered by the major crisis in public health care in South Africa, with the financial cuts impacting on all levels of health care. As newly qualified specialists and subspecialists, you have limited career opportunities in public hospitals due to frozen posts and contraction of services. This is not only bad for the provision of much-needed specialist services to our communities, but also challenges our ability as a country to educate and train not only diplomates and specialists and subspecialists, but also our medical students. And this will have long-term effects on healthcare. The CMSA will continue to advocate to protect diplomate and specialist training and services, and where rationing is inevitable, that it be done ethically, that it mitigates the impact on healthcare to the broader population, and that we protect education, training, and research. My plea is, however, that despite this challenging healthcare situation, that you remain in South Africa, where your services are desperately needed. Practicing specialist medicine in low and middle income countries can be challenging and at times very frustrating, but can be professionally highly rewarding. With less than 5% of patients in Africa having ready access to safe, affordable surgery, this is where you can have the biggest impact as an anesthetist or a surgeon, and the same is true for all specialties. I ask that you continue to read, to conduct research, to grow and to broaden your minds, and to share your knowledge and skills by remaining involved in teaching programs, even as unpaid honorary consultants. I ask that you take care of yourself and your loved ones, look after your physical and your mental well-being, be kind to yourself, take time out, and be present at family events. And finally, I ask that in a country with so much inequality and poverty, that you remain humble, you remain grounded, and you never lose your humanity. I now ask that we all stand to sing the national anthem. Is the music going to come on? I think we just start. Please be seated. So by the power vested in me and on behalf of the Senate of the CMSA, I now dissolve the proceedings of this meeting. I request that all our new diplomates and fellows and certificants and the stage party remain, that the diplomates, fellows and certificants remain in their seats for a group photograph with the CMSA leadership and its academics. I ask that we all stand while the stage party leaves the hall. Thank you.
Gaudeamus igitur, Johannes dum sumus. Gaudeamus igitur, Johannes dum sumus. Post secundam juventutem, post molestam senectutem, nos habebitumus, nos habebitumus. Gaudeamus igitur, Johannes dum sumus. Gaudeamus igitur, Johannes dum sumus. Post secundam juventutem, post molestam senectutem, nos habebitumus. servitur, juvenestum sumus, cateamus igitur, juvenestum sumus, post secundam juventutem, post molestam senectur,